Listen to ease your anger. Dear friends, don't be angry. That's advice we often hear. Everyone knows it's better not to lose their temper. Yet when anger flares, reason is often lost. Words and actions slip out that wound others. Speaking bluntly is not always honesty. Sometimes it is a lack of self-control. In the end, negative emotions often stem from one's own sense of helplessness. If you are right, there is no need for anger. If you are wrong, you have no right to be angry. A person with stable emotions usually carries a calm and gentle face, making others feel at ease like a cool breeze that draws people closer. On the contrary, someone who explodes at the slightest thing will find others avoiding them. So, how can we control our anger? Let us reflect through this story. Part 1. Anger makes you foolish. Genghis Khan, the famous Mongolian ruler and brilliant leader, led an army that defeated nearly every force it faced. One morning, he and his men went hunting. While the others carried bows and arrows, he brought only his beloved falcon, believing it hunted more skillfully than any weapon. They found nothing all morning. By noon, the party returned to camp, but Khan continued riding alone. After a long day, his throat burned with thirst. He remembered a small spring nearby and hurried there, only to find it nearly dry under the summer heat. Then, he spotted a thin trickle of water dripping from the rocks. Pulling out a silver cup he always carried, he waited patiently for it to fill. Just as he raised it to his lips, the falcon swooped down and knocked it away. Khan was furious, yet out of affection, he picked up the cup, wiped it clean, and tried again. When it was half full, the falcon struck once more. Unable to tolerate such disobedience, Khan drew his sword. On the third attempt, just as the cup filled, the falcon dove again. Blinded by rage, Khan slashed, killing the bird he cherished. Still desperate for water, he climbed toward the source. There he discovered a pool tainted by the carcass of a poisonous snake. If he had drunk from it, he would have died. Only then did he realize the falcon had saved his life. Heartbroken, Khan cradled the bird's lifeless body and carried it back to his palace. To honor it, he ordered a golden statue of the falcon, inscribed with the words, "Even when a friend acts against your will, they may still be your true friend. Any act done in anger will surely end in failure." Dear friends, when anger takes over, we lose control of words and deeds. Many reckless actions are born in rage, bringing pain to ourselves and others. Studies show most fights, crimes, even murders, arise not from plans, but from moments of blind anger. The mind, clouded, seeks only to vent, ignoring the consequences, as the old saying goes. Anger makes you foolish. Words spoken and acts done in rage are like water thrown to the ground, impossible to take back. We ruin opportunities and relationships with our own hands. That's why we must learn to recognize when anger arises, stay silent, and refrain from acting hastily. Do not let your hands move faster than your mind, or regret will come too late, for apologies cannot undo what has been done. Part 2. Do nothing when you are angry. Patience, calmness, and clarity are the keys to true success. With them, we can see conflicts more clearly, know what really matters, and learn what to let go. In ancient Japan, samurai were often tasked with collecting debts for their lords. One day, a samurai went to a fisherman's house to demand payment. The fisherman pleaded that his business had failed and he had no money. The samurai grew furious and was about to draw his sword. But the fisherman quickly said, "I once trained in martial arts, and my master taught me, never fight when you are angry." The samurai paused, recalling the same teaching from his own master. He sheathed his sword and said, "Your master is wise. Mine taught me the same, though I often forget. I will give you 1 year to repay. But when the time comes, even 1 coin short, I will not forgive you." That night, when the samurai returned home, he entered quietly so as not to wake his wife. But to his shock, he found her sleeping beside a stranger dressed as a samurai. Rage exploded within him. His eyes burned red as he raised his sword to kill them both. Suddenly, the fisherman's words echoed in his mind. "Do nothing when you are angry." He froze, took a deep breath, and deliberately made a loud noise. His wife and the stranger awoke. To his astonishment, the stranger was actually his own mother, disguised in his clothes. His wife quickly explained, "Fearing thieves might break in while you were away. I asked mother to wear your armor so they would think a warrior was home." The samurai was shaken. In a moment of anger, he had nearly killed his loved ones. A year later, the fisherman returned with joy. "Fortune has blessed me. I caught a great haul of fish and now can repay both the debt and interest." The samurai smiled. "Keep your money. You repaid me a year ago with just 1 sentence. Do nothing when you are angry." Remaining calm in anger is never easy. It takes years of discipline. True calm is not suppression, like a sealed pot boiling inside, is strength of character. It means facing conflict, standing firm in your beliefs, yet still respecting others without cruel words or actions. The calm yet resolute person, seeking solutions in goodwill, is like a rock in the stormy sea of anger. For in the end, anger is instinct, but self-control is true strength. Part 3. Letting go. The more we let go, the lighter and happier life becomes. Often, we feel upset because something seems obvious to us, yet the other person just doesn't understand. But life is not only black and white, right or wrong. Truth is not always absolute. To live peacefully, we must keep our hearts and minds open to differences. Anyone can argue to the very end, but how many can truly let go of pride, ego, and self-interest? To step into another's shoes and show compassion requires far greater strength than winning an argument. Holding on to anger only means you cannot let go. The one who suffers most from your refusal to forgive is not the other person, it is you, remember. When you forgive and empathize, you are not excusing the other person. You are freeing yourself from negative emotions. Try to see things from their perspective, not only to understand them better, but also to release yourself from resentment. True forgiveness is not simply saying the words, "I forgive you." It means releasing all feelings of blame, anger, and bitterness, while choosing instead to focus on what brings joy in the present. Letting go of anger restores balance, brings inner peace, and spares you unnecessary tension. In the end, the greatest obstacle in life is often our own stubborn ego. If we cannot set aside pride and rigidity, we will struggle to find true happiness. Joy in life is discovered through a continuous process of letting go. You cannot clench your fist forever, nor can you hold onto anger endlessly. So why not release it and allow yourself to live a peaceful, happy life? My friends, just as joy, sadness, fear, and dislike are natural emotions, so is anger. Avoiding it completely is impossible, even for the most disciplined. But when you hold anger inside, it eats away at your spirit, closes your heart, and may even drive you to hurt others. So the question is, how can we truly release this negative energy? Life philosophy: 4 steps to dissolve anger. Step 1. Apply the 24-hour rule. It may sound complicated, but it's actually simple. Whenever anger arises, give yourself 24 hours before reacting or saying anything. During this time, you'll see the issue more clearly, weigh right and wrong, and choose a better solution. If after 24 hours the anger is gone, you've overcome a passing emotion and avoided meaningless conflict. If not, move to the next step. Step 2. Recall the good memories when anger is directed toward a loved one. Think back to the joyful moments and happy times you once shared. Those memories remind you how precious the relationship is. You will naturally ask yourself, is this conflict worth destroying what we've built together? This reflection softens your negative feelings. Step 3. Identify the cause and the solution. Anger often blinds us, even bringing up past pain. Instead of lashing out, calmly analyze, what is the true cause? What can both sides do to solve the problem at its root? By focusing on cause and solution, you prevent emotions from overriding reason and damaging the relationship. Step 4. Face-to-face conversation. Once you are calmer, sit down with the other person and share openly. Express your feelings, your analysis, and show them you want a positive resolution, not blame. Then both of you can discuss and agree on better ways to handle future situations. Avoiding repeated conflicts. Philosophical message, friends: if you let anger control you, life becomes suffocating, tense, and even unhealthy. True happiness doesn't lie in wealth or status, but in the state of your heart. Living in a mansion with bitterness is a kind of hell. Living in a cottage with warmth is heaven. Learn to master your emotions. See but choose not to notice. Hear but choose not to dwell. With tolerance, you can resolve conflict, control anger, and face any storm in life. The ancients said, harmony brings fortune. As long as you stay gentle and calm, everything will flow smoothly. Illustrative story: the beggar and the lady of the estate. One armed beggar came to a large estate, asking for food. The lady of the house pointed to a pile of bricks and said, "If you move those bricks to the back, I will pay you." The beggar protested, "I only have one arm. How can you be so cruel?" Without a word, the lady bent down and showed him she could lift the bricks with just one hand. Ashamed but determined, the beggar started moving the bricks one by one, sweat soaking his shirt. When he finished, he received his payment and asked to keep the lady's handkerchief with her sweat as a keepsake. Years later, he returned not as a beggar, but as the successful president of a company. He bowed deeply and said, "Without you, I would still be a beggar." The lady smiled, "Not because of me, but because of your own effort." He offered her a fine house as gratitude, but she refused. "In my family, we all have 2 hands. I cannot accept. Give it instead to someone with no hands at all, so they may have the same chance to rise as you once did." Lesson: controlling anger is like the beggar's struggle to overcome his limitation. Calm, determination, and self-discipline open the door to transformation. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye, and see you next time.